Hey, you guys, it's Denise Walsh here, and today I get to talk to you about how exactly to get your business started, launched off the ground. And if you already have a coaching business, we are going to talk about how to create a program that you can scale. So, as you guys are popping into the live stream, I'd love for you to put your name below. Let me know where you're at in your coaching business. If you are somebody who is brewing the idea, like you've been thinking about it for quite a while, or maybe you're already a coach and you're looking to streamline and systemize your business so you can scale. I would love to hear from all of you. So be sure to post in the comments and say hi. Now, a couple cool things to know about today's workshop is that the goal is that this will be interactive. I've got a ton of content to share with you today, but I want to hear from you and I want to live coach you. So if you're available to ask questions, if you've got specific needs, post them in the comments and I'll be able to put them on the screen here and we'll be able to talk through all of it. So the goal of today is that you get personalized feedback about where you're at on your journey. So if you are ready to dive on in, say, let's go in the comments. And then for those of you who are on Facebook, it shows me just Facebook user, unless you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. I'll put it in the right here. So if you do that, there's a comment, and hopefully you can press the link StreamYard.com/Facebook, and then it like shows me your name, which is nice. All right, so I'm getting a let's go. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. And all right, cool. All right, so today we are going to talk about creating your $100,000 program. Because the goal here, you guys, is that we don't just, like have a side gig, although that's totally fine. Side gigs are very awesome as well. But the goal is that you also have a business that makes you money. And so I want to be sure that this is working really quick. So let me go ahead and look in the Facebook group. Okay, there it is. I see it. Perfect. Okay, so the goal is that you're building a business that brings in money and you're living in a way that feels authentic to you. So are you being called to become a coach? I know for me, this is something I felt truly inspired to do ever since I was in high school. I love working with people. And so my guess is that if you're here, it's because you feel a similar way. You feel like you've got massive value to add to the world. Maybe you're a person that people come to when like they have a problem. You're the go-to person. Or maybe you're the one that that is like a good listener, and you've always got something to share to somebody who's having a hard day. Or maybe you want to increase your leadership skills within your current occupation, management or MLM leadership. There's a lot of different spaces where we work with people, and just to have knowledge of people and how to best support people on their growth journey, it truly can help you in any area of life. And maybe you want to become a coach and you want to support others' transformational journeys. Like, doesn't it make you so excited when you see people grow? I know that's my juice. Seeing other people experience success fills me right up. But we want to make money while we do it, because I know there's a lot of helping professions and there's a lot of ways that you can volunteer and serve. But in a business, we want to be lucrative and we want to make money. Give me a heck yes in the comments if that is you. So in this training, this is going to be more of a workshop type training. We are going to talk about the keys to becoming an effective coach. I just realized I can't see your comments. So let me see if there's a way for me to do that. And if not, I'll have to turn my screen and then go see them. So, all right, 3 essentials to starting or scaling your coaching business. We're going to talk about by the end of our time together, you will have a clear plan of action for creating your program and launching your coaching business. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I can see both. Okay, I'm getting a heck yes, a heck yes, a heck yes. Let's go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so here's where I want to some interaction from you because I want to know who I'm talking to and that will help me with the presentation. So put an A in the comments if you've thought about creating a program or you want to serve people, you want to step into the coaching world, but you haven't started yet. You're just kind of in brewing mode. Put an A. Put a B if you have started your coaching program or business, but you're looking to like have consistent leads, consistent sales, consistent clients within your business. And then put C if you are somebody who you are a coach, you have a program, you're looking to add tools to your toolbox, so to speak, grow your skills, grow maybe your sales experience, grow your services, and add more tools to what you already provide. So I see A, A. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So most of you are in the brewing stage, which is great. And then we do have a B, which means that starting your coaching business you have something to work with. You're just working to scale. Got it. All right. Today, I'm going to support you by giving you clear steps to create a lucrative new coaching business that you love and powerfully supports your clients. And be sure to stay till the end for a super special bonus that I'm going to be sharing with you. Oh, somebody says between B and C, but not active. Okay. And there's a reason for that, right? Because if it were easy, you'd be active. So there's something missing that feels hard, is my guess. And we'll talk about that today. So if you don't know my story, my name's Denise. This is my husband, Brandon. I've got two little boys, Owen and Eli, who are in 7th grade and 4th grade, which is pretty crazy to think about. But Brandon and I actually had to do IVF for our boys. And so when Owen came out with red hair, I put strawberry blonde in his baby book because I was like, what? I expected my children to look like Zach Morris. And I thought there's no way that he like that when I found out I was pregnant with the second boy, I said there's no way that they're going to look alike because Owen is so recessive. But nope, Eli came out with red hair too. Apparently Irish genes are strong. I even thought things like were they like switched with other embryos in the waiting room that day? But anyway, I found out that has actually happened to people before, so I decided it was no longer a funny joke. We're just very Irish around here. Throughout the past 20 years, I have had a unique opportunity to reach the top of a network marketing company, to work with John Maxwell and Jack Canfield, to write books, to compete in fitness competitions. And I have my master's in clinical psychology, and all of this is woven together into what I do now, which is teach you to be an excellent coach and build a thriving business. And so I want to share this because everything I'm going to share with you today, I used when I was writing my book, when I was doing the fitness competition, when I was working my network marketing business, and when I built this coaching business. I'm going to give you the keys that helped me create momentum and create results. But it didn't start that way. I started out as a camp counselor. I spent 2 summers in New York City working with New York City foster kids. In fact, they'd be bused 2 hours from the city to Port Jervis, New York, where they would spend a week and then go home. And then oftentimes they'd come back for the weekend. And these girls, my cabin were girls, but these kids came off the bus with their head down and their guard up and just kind of an edge about them, right? Like they didn't quite trust me just yet. Of course, they had experienced more in their few short years than I ever hopefully will in my lifetime, right? But what was so special about these kids is I felt like I could see them 3 steps ahead away from where they are now, right? Like I did not see them through the eyes of any trauma or any negative experience. I saw their spark. And throughout our weeks throughout camp, I saw their trust start to build. I saw their spark come back. I saw their shoulders come back. They're standing up tall, their walls come down, and they started to thrive. And it was so much fun. Like this is when I say I was sparked, when I knew that this is what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to support people in becoming their best and see them 3 steps ahead of where they see themselves. And in fact, Davine, this is Davine right here. She texts me 10 years later, right? Like, I mean, a couple summers ago. And she said she had, like, camp was so transformational for her and set her on a completely different path. And it set me on a completely different path too, because it was here where I decided I'm going to get my master's in clinical psychology and I'm going to like work with people who need my help. And so I got my first job at a local community mental health. I got my master's from Wheaton, right outside Chicago. And it didn't take long here, you guys, for me to be tired, bored, and burnt out. And so I want to hear from you. If you're in the helping professions, have you felt this way yourself? Tired, bored, and burnt out. And so it was more about policy, paperwork, and procedure than it truly was about people. And that big dream, that big hope that I had slowly started to die. When I got my first job, you guys, I was like off to change the world. And then slowly I started realizing I'm working with people that don't really want help in a situation that can't really help them. And I need my own mental health days because this is so stressful. And I stayed in this place for about 5 years where I was like, I don't really like it here, but I don't really know what to do. There's no real ladder to climb. If I'm the best therapist there, like that doesn't really mean anything because we all have the same amount of clients and stuff. And so I started seeking. I started looking for something new. And what I call that time in my life, I call it here. You know, this is the place where I was like, I don't really want to be here anymore, but I don't really know what to do. So I will stay. And so for me, I took a step outside my comfort zone. I looked for other jobs. I started seeing clients at my church and I started to like do things. And then I'd go, well, at least here I know the paperwork. And so I don't know about you, but I stayed in this place for about 5 years where I was here. I don't really like it, but I don't really know what to do. And I want to hear if that's you in the comments, where you maybe are in the current helping profession or you are burnt out with what you're doing and you want to add value in a new way. I'd love for you to share a bit about your story in the comments about what it's like to stay here. Because I stayed here for about 5 years, but I know some people who stay here for decades. And so here is where we kind of snap back because it's comfortable. There is a personal vision of your future that produces passion. This is your vision of yourself where you see yourself 3 steps ahead and you're excited to reach those goals. It's like you get out of bed in the morning with a passion and a purpose. And the skills that I use to get out of my comfort zone and into a place that I call there, where I'm just excited about life, are the skills that I'm going to teach you today. So I see Joyce. Hey, Joyce, glad to see you here. She says, me for sure, lackluster. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Just kind of going through the motions, but not really invested. Just, yeah, I hear you. All right, so be sure to grab a pen and a paper, your calendar, and then turn off any distractions because I'm going to be asking you some questions about your specific business, and I want you to get as much out of this as you can. So I know for me, I'll tell you a bit about my story as I go through this, but I certainly want to hear about yours. So what stops us from getting started and what keeps us in this place I like to call here? First is often our belief in ourselves. Have you guys ever had that comparisonitis? I'm not good enough. I don't really know what I'm doing. How can I help someone else? Belief in the program, meaning like we don't really have a thing to sell and we don't really know if it'll help them. Like maybe hope it will, but we don't really have that confidence yet. Or skills and strategy. So sometimes you have a program or you've got you've got coaching tools, but yet you don't have a method that works to get it out into the world so you have consistent clients. So tell me from your point of view, which one has been the sticking point for you? Is it comparisonitis and belief in yourself, belief in the program, not really having something you love to sell? Or is it skills, strategy, marketing, that kind of thing? Post that in the comments below. And so the 3 keys to coaching kind of mimic what stops us, right? So the opposite of believing in ourselves is having our own personal transformation. Our own personal transformation, especially with the content in the proven pathway, gives you so much more confidence that what you're doing is helpful. We're not just going to read a book and then go do it with clients. We are going to have our own personal experience. So when we're utilizing the techniques, when we're utilizing the exercises, we know that they're stinking awesome. And then next, we want to have a proven pathway that we know this is where we are going. And this is what I'm teaching next. And this is how it works. And clients get results every time. And after 20 years of doing this work in clinical psychology and in my network marketing business and now teaching and certifying coaches, I have found that most people need similar things. And so we can create a program that has that proven pathway that you've experienced first yourself. So you've got that confidence you need. And the business and community support, so you actually do the thing that you say you want to do. Right? Yeah. Let's see. Skills and strategy, Joyce says. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. And you can have, what's funny is you can have all the skills, but not the confidence, right? So then you don't really utilize them. Or if you don't really have a thing to sell, you can post all the motivational quotes you want, but it's not leading people anywhere. So all of them together make a really huge difference. And so in the Dream Life Coaching Certification Program, we have a way for you to facilitate your own transformation. And I'll talk about that in a minute. You then learn a proven pathway that you can teach your clients along with all the other tools in your toolbox, and community and business support to give you that strategy and accountability for actually making it happen. So let's talk a bit about how to create a 100K program, because that's what we want to do. In fact, we had a Dream Life coach this year in 2023 who made over $100,000 in her coaching business while working her full-time job because she adhered to these essentials that I'm going to talk about next. The first one is to have a specific program that solves a specific problem. Now, to be honest, this one was really hard for me because I was like, I can help you with a lot of stuff. I can help you write a book. I've written a book. I can help you start a podcast. I've started a podcast. I am a clinical psychologist, so I know all about trauma and self-talk and CBT and healing through triggers and grief and all the things, right? So like, are you depressed? I can help you. Are you anxious? I can help you. You want to write a book? I can help you. You want to lead a team? I can help you. I've done that too. So for me, when I was first getting started, I talked to everyone and I was like, just tell me what you need and I'll help you with it. And what I found, hopefully you guys are laughing at me too, but what I found is that doesn't work, because when you're marketing something, you don't want to speak to everyone because they're going to just pass you right by. You want to speak to your ideal client. You want to speak to someone so you can do pointed marketing and Facebook ads and have a specific targeted group to teach your ideal client a specific skill. You got to know who you're talking to. And so as you're developing your program, you want to think about the end result that your client is going to have. What is their desired result? How can we get in their head to think about what they want? So oftentimes I hear people say, oh, I want to help people experience more self-love or self-acceptance. And although we know that everybody needs that, right? It's a tricky thing to market because most of the time they're not like losing sleep at night going, man, I wish I loved myself more. What are they losing sleep about? They're losing sleep about not having enough money. They're losing sleep about being stressed at work. Maybe they feel mom guilt, or they have anxiety about their parenting, or maybe they are in a abusive relationship, or maybe there's substance issues, or maybe they just want to lose weight and they need more self-discipline, or maybe they're just lonely, or like, what is it? What is it that your client wants at the end of the day? And we know your program is going to give them way more than that. My program gives people way more than overcoming self-sabotage, but I market it as overcoming self-sabotage because that's the word I found that people go, oh, I need that. And so what I did is I had to listen to my clients. I had to interview people. I had to say, what is it that I posted on Facebook and kind of waited to see like what did people interested in? What did they like and comment and go, that's me, right? And so for me, I found that overcoming self-sabotage gave me a specific thing to market. And of course, it does a lot more than that, but you want to be able to explain your program in just like a sentence. And so I have a few questions here. And if you can, I'd love for you to write this down. And in my workshops, we do this interactively where I give you time to like write this down. And so I'll do that in just a minute and I'll have you comment. Today, I do have a hard stop at 8 o'clock. So I have to be a little bit cautious of time. But I want you to answer these for yourself. So the biggest result you can help a business or person achieve is what? Describe the favorite clients you've had and what, hold on. Describe the favorite client you've ever had that you want more of. That's not a complete sentence, I feel like, but you know what I mean. Describe your favorite client and why were they your favorite client, because we want more of that. So what's the biggest problem for your ideal client? What keeps your ideal client awake at night? What's the biggest mistake your perfect client is making right now related to the problem you solve? So my people are overworked, underwhelmed, bored, stressed, anxious because they know that what they're doing is not in alignment and they're ready to make a change. My ideal client probably has been brewing this idea of maybe writing a book, starting a podcast, stepping into the coaching world for quite a while, but has no idea where to start and is feeling super overwhelmed because of the process. And so in my marketing, when I'm talking about what I do, I'm trying to hit those things that are keeping the client up at night. So I'd love for you to have a minute to answer this question for yourself. Who is your ideal client? And the thing to think about is that this can change. In fact, my friend who made over 100K this past year, she switched her ideal client several times because she thought, all right, I want to help marriages. And then she was like, nah, never mind. I want to, help people with their money mindset. And then she was like, never mind. And she ended up working with school districts and working with teachers. And so this is not something that you need to know all the answers to at the beginning. You can play around with this and figure out who your ideal client is. And so the next thing to think about is where will you take them? So essential 2 is having a pathway that you teach your clients. And so we'll talk a bit about how to structure your program and what that looks like. But I know for us at Dream Life Coaching, we have what I call the Dream Life Pathway: head, heart, feet. Do you know what you want? Do you believe it's possible? Do you know how to go get it? And this Dream Life Pathway comes with multiple exercises per area, per step. It comes with questions to ask. So when coaches take people through the process, they know, all right, this person has cobwebs to clear. They know what to pick up on. They've got exercises for each step. So when somebody presents to them with a problem, they have equipped knowledge of what to do to support them. And so you can think about that yourself and what is the pathway you're teaching them? What are the 3 steps? What is your protocol? What is the thing that you're teaching your clients? So you can say something like, I teach the Dream Life Pathway to help people overcome self-sabotage. Now, there's a lot loaded in that sentence, right? And I can certainly talk about it for hours, but I can also talk about it in a sentence. So what do you teach people and how does it help them in their life? The Dream Life Pathway, for example, combines traditional cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, motivational interviewing, family dynamics, attachment styles, like traditional psychology stuff, clinical skills, with the new stuff: neurolinguistic programming, success principles, overcoming self-sabotage, quantum physics, universal laws. All of those are woven together within the Dream Life Pathway, which is what makes it super unique. Now, when we're thinking about your program, you want to think about the content that you're teaching. So there's 3 phases to the program. First, of course, it's the first essential is knowing who you're talking to. The second essential is knowing what you're teaching them. And so you want to think about how the content in your program is going to be presented. At first, a lot of times new coaches start with one-on-one because that helps them to create the content. Meaning they'll say, ooh, my client needs a habit tracker. I'll create a habit tracker. Or my client needs to learn this about communication. I'll create a quick training video. Or you go through enough one-on-ones, you're like, okay, everybody needs the same thing. And you create the Dream Life Pathway, or you utilize the Dream Life Pathway. You want to think about the videos that are potentially in your course. So typically with coaches, they have a video archive, and then you meet for accountability and discussion. So you don't necessarily train live every single week because, again, we're saying the same thing consistently. So you can record those things and put them in an e-course. You can have workbooks that you fill out, or that your clients fill out, and PDFs that they work through as they're working through the content. The workshops, something similar to this, but I know on Zoom, of course, it's much more interactive. So those are all options for you in terms of where the content is going to be housed. Next, we have community. So how are you going to create community amongst your clients? There can be community meetings. For Dream Life Coaching, we meet for a 90-day U-turn 12 weeks in a row, and then we meet twice a month for coaching calls for the coaches. We call them coaching corner calls. You can have a community in a Facebook group. You could have text groups. You could use Slack. Some business coaches have, their e-course and then the communities through Slack and then Zoom meetings. There's several different ways that you can add community. But what we know is that your clients are going to benefit from your content, but they're also going to benefit from getting to know each other and having communal support. So how can you create communal support within your program? In fact, the community is the glue that keeps people in their own game because they see people doing what they want to do. They see people having success. And then they have more than just you to ask about, right? They've got more than just you to ask questions and to hold them accountable. So community is really, really special. And then you have the live coaching aspect. So how are you going to give them one-on-one time? How are you going to give them individual feedback? What is that really going to look like? So some programs have like a Q&A where people can get hot seat coached by joining the Zoom and being one-on-one. Obviously, it's in a group setting, but you're getting personalized feedback from the coach. You can do one-on-one calls. I do a hybrid because I want people to have time to brain dump their own business. So in Dream Life Coaching, when we meet twice a month, you can ask questions. There's time for that. And we do a little bit of brainstorming together in the group setting. But you also have 4 one-on-ones with me throughout the year. And usually those are geared towards brain dumping your program, like getting it all out of your head. And then we linearize it by helping you to create your own pathway, figure out what you're going to do each week, and then you can go and create it. So Essential 2, that was a lot for Essential 1. Let me take one quick break and see if there's any questions that you guys have when we talk about who am I talking to and what am I teaching them. I want to know that if this is helpful, if this is overwhelming, if you've got questions, please be sure to ask in the comments below. All right, let's move on to all right, Essential 2. Essential 2. Essential 2 is to have client testimonies. So this is why at the beginning you can do one-on-ones potentially, right? You want to gather testimonies. You can do a beta group. You want to get your content in front of people so you can get feedback on how it works. Your testimony from your personal experience going through the content, plus your client results, you are going to want to shout it from the rooftops. I mean, goodness sakes. When people go through 90-day U-turn and then learn the content that they get to be a support coach and practice, their confidence soars because they know without a shadow of a doubt that this content is supportive and helpful. And they think everybody needs to know it. And so when you have that kind of confidence in your coaching, you like a client can come in and you can confidently say, I got you. Like, I got you. We totally can help you with that. One quick story. I'm utilizing 90 Day U-Turn in my nonprofit, and we have our first meeting tonight. And there's a girl in there who is just leaving an abusive relationship with her husband and was trafficked for several years. And in talking to her about joining our trauma focused 90 Day U-Turn, I was like, we got you. Like, we can help you. This content is going to help you. I've seen it over and over and over and over again. Borrow my belief, because I know that it will. And it's really, really special to have that type of confidence when you're working with all different types of clients. Oh yeah, these are just pictures of like actually doing the dang thing, going on retreats, doing your workshops, getting feedback from people utilizing your content. So Saban said 90 Day Challenge helped me form and stick to long-term habits that continue to serve me. Shauna says, I've learned to believe in myself more than ever. These are just people doing the program, and I always ask for testimonies. Penny says, I've gained so much confidence. Stacy said, I've learned to love and believe in myself again. Her story is powerful. When she first started with me, she couldn't even go to Walmart by herself. And now she has a job and is getting accolades at work, being an accountant. Penny has a fun story too. I think her picture's in here. So I was at my absolute rock bottom, and now I feel joyful on my path. Betsy says, you have no idea how much I needed this. Oh my word, what a wake-up call. Let's see, Laura, the exercise was a game changer. This is only the beginning. Check out her success. Yeah, and that's what this is all about, is doing the work so you can get testimonies. Testimonies are going to fuel you, and they're going to give you new business. So as you're creating your program, or as you are working with people, always ask for testimonies, ask for feedback, ask for ways it could be better, ask for what their favorite thing was, ask for feedback, and then capture it so you can use it to generate new leads and new clients down the road. All right, essential three. Essential three is a personalized business roadmap. Now, again, this is important because you can have a really great program. Like 90 Day U-Turn is a great program. It helps people overcome self-sabotage and release the things that are holding them back. It helps them heal through grief and triggers. It supports them in creating a whole new outlook on life and retraining their subconscious. Like, there's so many cool things within that program, but if I don't have a sales strategy, it kind of doesn't even matter, right? So step one is to figure out your program. That is step one. What are you selling? Who are you helping? And those who are in the Dream Life certification program, they get to start by selling 90 Day U-Turn. Now, eventually they can take the skills and create their own program if they want. But once they're certified, they have the ability to sell 90 Day U-Turn to their own clients. And the reason why this is so stinking cool is because they just had a transformation with it. They already have confidence. They were a support coach. They saw other people have confidence, and they know that it works. And so again, that confidence is really, really important. Once you've got a program you love, you can shout it from the rooftops. And that's where we can really say, where are your people hanging out? What is your favorite modality for showing up in business? Is it blogging? Is it podcasting? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? What is it? What's your thing? And then once you've got a good system down for generating leads, then it's time to scale. And so within the year-long certification and business program, we do a little bit of it all. The first 6 months you get certified. The second 6 months, we really focus in on your business. And the goal is to help you hit 6 figures. And so here's just an idea of how many people it would take at what price point for you to hit 6 figures in your coaching business. And so for a $197 program, you would need over 500 people, right? For a $497 program, 200 people. For a $2,000 program, 50 people. 5,000, you get the idea. And so you get to create a program, because again, we're gonna you can certainly start with a low ticket program, but we're going to scale up as we get confidence. We can add more things to make it even more effective for your clients and grow your business. And to be honest, it doesn't take that much when you figure out a $10,000 program for you to hit 6 figures. Now, I know that at the beginning, that sounds super scary. And so we don't start there necessarily. You can, but if you want to start in a lower ticket, we certainly can do that too, and then grow as your confidence grows. So first we want to build our audience. Now, again, I'm kind of going through this a little bit fast, so be sure to answer or ask any questions that you have. As you have or build, I don't want to say once you have your program, because you really want to be doing this the whole time. But now that you've got an audience that you want to speak to and you've got a program you can sell them, we want to build that audience, right? How many of you found me through a Facebook ad or through buying one of the workbooks or through a podcast I was on, right? There's a lot of different ways that you can build your audience and get the word out about what you have. It can be a freebie. It can be with networking. And then what you do here is you offer them some way to get to build that like, know, and trust factor, right? Just like I am with you. Joyce said she got to know me through the workbooks. Perfect, right? So you get to know me through one medium. We bring you in a little bit like to the community group here where I go live consistently. You get to know me. You get connected with the community. And the goal is that I'm consistently adding value. I'm consistently teaching you a skill. I'm consistently giving you confidence and kind of keeping you in your own game by being a coach to you, even through the screen. So for you, you want to build your audience as well. And so you can think about things like, what are some free gifts? What are some things that my clients would really need? Maybe it's a budget. Maybe it's a weight loss. Maybe it's a food list. What are things that your clients might want that would then give them a reason to join your circle? And then you can continue to add value to build that like, know, and trust factor. Somebody, let's see, Facebook user says, I definitely found you many years ago through the company in Grand Rapids. Yeah. And you're still here. Isn't that cool? I love it. And so these are just some things that you can think about. And these are things that we work on together within the Certification in Business program. But the goal, you guys, is we don't typically go straight for the sale, right? We add value and build community too. And we say, hey, there's a way that you can work with me more closely. So if you're just getting started, this is what I would recommend. I would recommend to talk to your current audience and say, hey, I am going to launch a beta group or a founding members group for my business. And it's going, the program is going to be about XYZ. Who wants in? And this could be for a founding member price. So maybe it's just at a discount from what you're typically going to charge. When I got started with 90 Day U-Turn, I said, hey guys, I'm going to create a 3-month program. We meet weekly. We're going to overcome self-sabotage. I call it a loving kick in the right direction. And I didn't say the price. I got on people on sales calls. And to be honest, I said, pay what you can. It's typically $500 a month. But because this is my first time and you're a founding member, I want you to pay what feels comfortable for you. And for me, the reason I did that was because it's kind of like a human experiment. I wanted to see what women would say yes to without talking to their husbands. Like, what could they comfortably? And I found, a couple $100, typically people were able to say, yes, I can do that without having it be a huge decision. And I didn't even have a program yet. And this is where things get fun because you can create just an outline. I had an outline. That is all. I didn't have the curriculum created. I didn't have it because I had tried for years to create it and I wasn't doing it because it felt tricky to me to create to no one. So what I learned was to get people in my world, get it on my calendar, and that gave me urgency and people to talk to. And so what I did was I created my trainings a week or two ahead of them. Everything, they would get it right on time, but I was just a few weeks ahead. You can host it live, or maybe your trainings are live at first, right? You don't have to have them all recorded if you're still new and you're just trying to figure out what the content will be. And then you gather testimonies. And this continues until you create that signature process that we talked about, like the Dream Life Pathway. I was able to take 90 Day U-Turn, create the videos and the worksheets, meet consistently with clients, and have so many testimonies that my confidence is so high. I now teach coaches how to use the curriculum because that's how like powerful I think it is. And to be honest, people would say to me, "How can I do what you do? I want to do this too." And that's kind of where the certification program was born. So what you don't need, you guys, you don't need a full-blown website. You don't need everything recorded and figured out. To get started, I had people pay me on Venmo and PayPal. Now, as you grow, like now that I know that I have a program that works and that I love, I'll put more, I'll figure out more systems around it. I use Stripe now that allows for payment plans to be super easy. So my thought here, you guys, is you don't have everything figured out before you start. You start and figure it out along the way because you want to have a program that you love before you spend a ton of money marketing it. You want to know that it's awesome. So from those who have been certified, Eileen said, after the May retreat, I finally published my book and created her program. She sure did. Amy, within 3 months, I created and launched my program, making back my investment. Kim, she said, I wish I found you sooner. I've been dreaming about this for years, and now I'm finally doing it. She has written her book, and it is launching next month. It's so stinking fun. Michelle said, I learned more within this program than she did in her college degree. She's a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and she was able to utilize the content I taught within the clinical skills with her clients immediately. Katie feels so confident. She knows exactly what to do. She just launched her program and filled it in one day. Like, it's happening. People are taking 90-day U-turn, they're selling it and gaining confidence and gaining clients, making money. And then as they grow, they can create their own specific program if they want, right? Anna said, I'm a completely new person. I know that the content I'm providing my clients is going to give them exactly what they are looking for. Yes, yes, yes. That is what we want. We want clients to leave our programs feeling shifted and changed. And so that means you've got to do it enough in order for you to have the confidence that your program is going to do that for them, right? So I want to hear from you. What questions do you have about your specific program? Where are you in the process? And was this helpful? Because the reality is if it were easy, you would already be there. So the next question is where are you going to be in 1 year if you stay the same? I know for me, I knew that I had to create accountability. I had to get into a community of people doing what I wanted to do so that I kept myself in my own game. Otherwise, I was going to do laundry. I was going to clean the house. I was going to do all the easier things than sit down and record my program, right? And so for me, I chose to get into a coaching program where I was surrounded by people that would keep me excited and interested. We would meet consistently, and I would tell them what I'm working on, and they would give me ideas, and they would hold me accountable. And so if you feel like that would be something that you need to get your coaching business off the ground or scaled, then I want you to put "that's me" in the comments, because a few years ago, that was me. And I can tell you that I created the Dream Life certification program for you. Not just a business program with marketing and strategy, although we have that. And not just a curriculum where you learn a skill that you can use your clients, although we have that. It's both. You're going to learn the Dream Life pathway, and you're going to learn how to market it and get sales. So Joyce says, defining my area of interest and passion. Yes. And my thought to you, Joyce, would be it's going to come through doing it. So the best way that you can figure that out is to try, is to do it. And then you'll see if I like it or not. And so part of me says, pick one that feels the easiest, pick like the low hanging fruit, so they say, and pick one that you then can practice with and just see. And you always have the permission to pivot. So when you get started in the Dream Life Certification and Business Program, you really get everything. You get all the things I do, all the things I know. You get 90-day U-turn. You participate in it like yourself, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. You get to become a support coach. You learn the 90-day U-turn content in and out. You come to a dream life adventure, a retreat where it's immersive, and we're not just giving you a video and saying go do it with clients, but you're shifting in the process. You also have Dream Business, which is the Dream Business pathway that teaches you sales and skills for marketing and getting consistent clients. And as a certified coach, you have the ability to license out 90-day U-turn. So then you can sell that as you're starting to help you create some momentum and confidence. So how this works is it's a year-long program, again, because I know what entrepreneurship takes. And although there's a lot we can do in 3 months, I don't want you to become certified and then say, good luck, see you later. I want to support you in actually doing something with it. And so step 1 is to participate in 90-day U-turn as a client. When you participate in 90-day U-turn as a client, you are experiencing the content. And you are going through your own shifts. Like, how many of us need our own shifts anyway? Like, we all need a loving kick in the right direction. And so these exercises are geared to help you clear your own cobwebs and retrain your brain and retrain your nervous system and get out of self-sabotaging behaviors. Step 2 is to become a support coach in 90-day U-turn, and you get to practice with real clients. We pair you up with people within the program. You get to help lead and facilitate breakouts. You get connected and meet with clients consistently. This is where your coaching confidence comes in, because here you get to practice with real people. And so people will message me after their one-on-ones and they go, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And it's really fun to see them grow. And after that, you get certified as a Dream Life coach. And then we focus on your business. Now, I can tell you this can be all done around the same time, depending on how much time you have, meaning people can start building their networks, marketing, things like that. You're doing the business stuff consistently. However, if you're working full time and this isn't your full-time thing, this would be what I recommend. Focusing on 90-day U-turn, getting certified, and then we focus on your business, which is why this is a year long. You can license 90-day U-turn out, or you can create your own. And so what do you get within this year-long program? You get 90-day U-turn, you get a retreat, you get coaching calls, our clinical skills coaching calls, you get Dream Business coaching and strategies, one-on-ones with me. You get the clinical skills library and the coaching community. And all of this has a total value of $35,000 for the year. However, I want to give you a few things that are going to kind of sweeten the pie. No, sweeten the deal. I don't know. That are going to just make it all that much more exciting for you to say yes to starting your coaching business in 2024. So the 20 client guarantee is something that I am utilizing for those who are certified and in the business section of the program. And I am going to support and guide and teach you and hold you accountable and support you when you're launching at least 20 clients, or I'll work with you until you do. Now, some people have chosen to write their books, and so they're not focused on getting clients right away. And so that's where the terms and conditions apply. Like, we've got to make sure that that's your goal, and there's parameters on here are the things I want you to do in order to get these 20 clients. But the goal here is that once you're certified, the goal is that you make your money back, that you're going to have at least 20 clients, that you're going to make your money, and you're going to have a well-oiled machine that is going to consistently generate leads and clients for you for years to come. You get to come on a retreat. So our next one is in May. We're actually going to Costa Rica, but that one is full. We have May 2024 in Gatlinburg. We have October in Destin. These are included in the entire certification program, along with all the things. So although the price of the year-long program is not $32,000, it in fact is not even $20,000. For those who join in the month of January, it is $8,000 one time, or $699 a month. And so here's the deal. For you to be building a business that's in alignment, finally, after years of losing sleep or not really liking where you are, or as Joyce would say, feeling lackluster, right? What would it feel like in a year if you had a business and were generating clients? Especially with the 20 client guarantee, there's truly no risk. My promise to you is that our relationship together will be fruitful, supportive, respectful, and extremely successful. And that's the thing, is I'm not going to stop until you hit your goal, and I guarantee that. So here's what I want you to do. If you are interested in learning more about the certification, if you want to do a one-on-one call with me to chat about if this is a good fit for you, then text "learn more" to this number. I don't know about you, but at this time next year, my hope for you is that you say, "Oh my gosh, I'm in a completely different place." Completely different place. I never would have imagined that I'm in this place right now, because, at this time last year, I didn't have a program. I wasn't really a coach, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But now you do. You not only have the skills, but you have a program, and you've got the business strategy to go with it. So text "learn more" to 616-236-4366, and let's make this happen for you. So with that, I'm going to ask, what questions do you have? I want to hear from a few of you on who's ready to stop thinking about becoming a coach and actually becoming a coach. And so one of the questions within the group this today was, do you need to have, like, what degrees or things do you need to have to become a coach? And there truly is no real standard for the coaching world. Like, there's no XYZ, this is what you have to do. What I recommend is finding a curriculum that you really resonate with and learning that well. When you learn that well, you can create a package that serves your clients and the needs that they have. So everybody can do it. You don't need to be an expert in all things to be an excellent coach. You just need to be an excellent listener and really good at getting your clients the results that they want, which is what we teach you within the Dream Life Certification in Business program. So the doors are open right now for the next round. We start 90 Day U-Turn February 21st. It's a Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and we meet for 12 weeks to go through that program so you can have your own clarity and shifts. A couple things to think about is you can start with 90 Day U-Turn and upgrade down the road if you feel like, yeah, I do love this content and I do want to give it to my clients. There's ways that you can start there as well. So book a call. Let me know what you're thinking, where you're at, and I'd love to help you become the Dream Life coach that you are ready to become this next year. Have an awesome, awesome night, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.